All right, my friends, I finally got my fender flares kind of scuffed up, ready for paint. Well, ready for primer rather. So I've got these all scratched up, sanded down a little bit. It's kind of in the shadow, so it's not going to be able to show it too much justice, but these were completely tan, and obviously now with sanding them, they're not so tan. So I'm going to go ahead, hit them with primer, and then I'll come back to you guys when everything starts rolling. All right, just got the first couple coats done of the primer. So I'm gonna let this bake in the sun for a little bit and then probably start hitting it with some red. This is the first light coat of the red. There's still some spots that obviously need a lot more treatment, but it's definitely coming together. And I haven't decided if I'm gonna run the little fender trim around each piece or not. I kind of just wanna stick it on there and see how it looks and kind of go from there, but I have a feeling I'll just like how it looks without the fender trim. But that could change, we'll see. I just discovered the coolest thing. Where those, like chrome trim, actually, let me show you this one. This chrome trim, where everything bolts up. Basically, the way this chrome trim is held on uses the exact same, like, I don't know what you want to call it, pattern, bolt holes, whatever, on this thing, where I pulled this off of the Suburban or Yukon or whatever it was. That looks like almost two completely different colors. Actually, there we go. That's kind of how I see it. It's pretty close. Obviously, it's not going to be the same, but it's pretty damn close if you ask me. Very hard to do this with just one hand, so how do I want to do this? I'm gonna obviously use the bolts or the screws in the bottom, and then I have some really thin 3M tape that I'll probably run the perimeter, because I don't want to drill into the body, so I'll just run the perimeter on this and then just attach it like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. I just wanted to show that I got the majority of this thing lined with the 3M. So basically what I'm going to do is take off the chrome trim, and I'm going to use the different screws that I got just because they're a little bit wider at the ends, and sure, it'll mess up the paint a little on the bottom, but I'm not too worried about that. So we'll just, I guess, pretty much put them in place where they should be, and then just use the top part for the stickiness. This actually takes a long time, so oh man, I'm dreading doing the rest, but it's got to be done. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest, and then we'll see how at least one looks on there, and then I'll probably come back at the end and we'll have all of them on there. Okay, so other than getting, oh, there we go, this off, there's one more thing I forgot. I started peeling it already, but I'm gonna have to get this cap off, or this trim, and then the one on the very back, or I could just cut it. Maybe I'll cut that one just because, like, I think it'll end like here, so removing the whole thing might not make sense. But then again, I could always just take some like Goo Gone or something and just get the rest of the residue out under there. So, well, either way, this one's got to come off. So I'm going to pull this one off and kind of see what we're working with. All right, I got this thing kind of in place just by 2 screws. So I wanted to show this side for the stock look real quick. Well, yeah, I guess you could call it stock look. The stock body lines with the little chrome trim. I don't think all trucks had this, but mine came with it for whatever reason. And this is how she looks with the fender flare. Obviously, I'm gonna have to clean up some of that little like 3M gunk that they use from the, God, right there, that angle looks mean. Oh, I can't wait to do that side and the rest. Damn, that looks good. That actually looks really good. I need to get this thing fully mounted up. Let's get the wide angle here. Yeah, that's gonna look sick with the rear. And you can't really tell too much of a difference. Like at a quick glance, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Unless you're really trying to look and you're like, oh. But yeah, I'm in love with that. So let me go ahead and do the rear, get that one finished mounted up. Ah, damn, I still have to do all the taping. All right, guys, she's finally finished. Look at that. Man, that is like a huge difference. What the f? So you can probably tell in the rear, I didn't take off the trim. And that was just because I didn't know whether or not I was going to leave it all around the truck or not. But honestly, I think I'll just get rid of all the trim because it doesn't sit 100% flush because of that. Like right there and right there. But it would look weird if I just had it on the door and like just the cab part in general. So I think I'm gonna actually get rid of all the trim on the truck. And eventually this thing will be repainted, so it'll make sense. But I am actually super excited on that. Damn. Cut back around to both the fronts. Yeah, that just looks way more aggressive. Should I paint the mirrors red also, or leave them black? I do either want to repaint the grille red, or just sand it back down to the silver. And I want to either buff out the headlights or get new ones. And new tails are definitely coming in the near future. But I'm actually really excited on this. This is pretty crazy. When everyone leaves them black, it looks okay and looks like your regular run-of-the-mill truck. But that just looks kind of awesome, you know? That just looks like it was supposed to be like that. Well, anyways, guys, I think that's it for this one. And I'm just inspired to keep going with this thing, man. I think the LED tails and maybe like a headlight refresh will probably be the next one coming up. But I'm just thrilled on this, man. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.